Ask Lori, a show designed to give a better perspective on relationships no matter what the circumstance may be. You can start, have, and keep unstoppable relationships. Lori Ann Davis can tell you how. Have questions? Need answers? Ask Lori.
Thank you for tuning in to the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. And this is Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. Don't let love and passion get lost in your life. As your relationship specialist, I'm here to share secrets with you every week, helping you create unstoppable relationships. I want to welcome you to this week's show. I am so pleased that you've joined us today. We're going to be discussing stress on the show today. I have brought in an expert in the area of wellness for the mind, body, and spirit. So get out your pencil and get ready to take notes. We have lots of great tips for you on how to reduce your stress and take better care of yourself. But first, do you have relationship questions? I really want to hear them. Please email them to me at WGIVAskLori@gmail.com. I will use them to write the radio shows and to write blogs for you. Today, we also need to thank our sponsor. It is Newton CPA. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it. Newton CPA has the knowledge to do taxes, to resolve tax problems, to show you how to plan and prepare. And they do that for me, and they can do the same for you. The Newton CPA team has the knowledge. Use it, I do, and gain the power to focus on what you do best, because knowledge is power, but only if you use it. Be sure to call Newton CPA at 803-810-0824. And today we are discussing ways to reduce that stress. We all, me included, have so much going on in our lives, and our lives can be filled with stress from lots of different areas. This impacts our health and also our relationships. We can get so used to being in a state of stress that we forget how to relax. You might even feel helpless in reducing your stress. But what if you could do small things in the moment to reduce the impact of stress? This is one of the things I'm going to be sharing with you today. So stay tuned, because when we come back, we will continue our discussion on ways to reduce your stress. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Zippy Shell Mobile Self-Storage is the most convenient and affordable short and long-term storage solution in the Charlotte and surrounding areas. Call 704-323-4056. We are convenient. We deliver the storage containers to your door. You load it at your convenience. We pick it up and store it for you and return it when you are ready. Our facility is alarmed and climate controlled. Save time, save money, save everything with Zippy Shell. Call us at 704-323-4056. That's 704-323-4056. We are part of Premier Barter Exchange and are a family-owned and operated company. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information, or visit us on the web at CompassionSalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we have been discussing ways to reduce that stress level. And our guest today, joining us in the studio, is Lyniss Woods-Mullins. She is the founder and CEO of Praiseworks.biz. Her mission is to educate women over 40 on the importance of achieving total wellness for the mind, body, and spirit. And today we're going to be discussing her business and holistic stress reduction. Thank you so much for being with me today.
It's fantastic to be here with you, Lori. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Great. Why don't you start by telling us just a little bit about why you decided to create Praiseworks?
Well, I kind of had an epiphany. At the age of 51, I was an executive with an insurance company in charge of a section of their human resources function. And things were going fine. On the surface, I seemed to have the American dream, I was doing well in my career. My kids were getting ready to go to college. Things were great. But something was missing. And what I found out one day when I woke up the next morning, I couldn't stop crying. And I couldn't figure out the reason why I couldn't stop crying. Finally, my daughter, who was home from college, was concerned and took me to the doctor. And they gave me a full physical. I talked to a counselor, talked to a psychologist, and they came back with, Lyniss, you're exhausted. You're just exhausted. And you need to take off some time to rest. And, of course, I didn't want to do that. I said, I can't take off time. I'm too invaluable, right? And they
right.
said, well, if you don't take off time, you're going to get really sick. You are run down. So I did. It was during that time, I went to a respite for a week. And it was during that time that I really did some self-evaluation. And I realized that I wasn't really happy because I was stressed out, I was tired, and I wasn't really doing what I ultimately wanted to do with my life. So I went to a career coach and went to a business coach and made a decision that I wasn't going to return to corporate America, that I was going to open up a business. And at first I thought I would work with women over 40, because at that time I was 51, and I was going to work with women over 40 to teach them dance. I was going to open up a dance studio. But I quickly found out after a few classes with women over 40 that there was so much more that they needed. Many of these women had gone through some kind of emotional trauma, divorce, empty nest syndrome, death of parents. Others were just getting out of trying to get rid of obesity, high blood pressure, chronic disease, heart disease, cancer. One lady had just had breast cancer. These women had other issues involving their mind, body, spirit wellness. And it was from that Praiseworks Health and Wellness was actually born, because I decided I wanted to make it my mission to help women learn how to heal holistically and to take care of themselves preventatively so that they can improve the quality of their lives as they head towards their middle age and on. And instead of having a life full of doctor's appointments, surgeries, and eventually being bedridden, why not have a life full of vacations and discovering what your true passion is and really enjoying your grandchildren and thriving, not just surviving. And so that's why I decided I wanted to be a business pointed more towards women over 40.
That makes sense. And, I talk about passion in relationships, and you can't have passion in your relationships unless you're passionate about your life. So that was one of the things that drew me to you and to what you're doing. So you also have a magazine. It's an online magazine, Wellness with Women Over 40 and Beyond. And my understanding is that in the month of April that you are focusing on holistic stress reduction. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm very excited about this edition because we did this last year also. We are having several specialists from around the world who are going to be talking about holistic stress reduction and different things that you can do to reduce your stress. And not so much just reduce your stress in terms of organizing and prioritizing, but minimizing the impact that stress, the toll that stress can take on your body.
That's wonderful, because we can't get away from stress. We're going to have stress in life. We need to learn how to reduce it when we can and how to manage it. So I think that's wonderful, and everybody's definitely going to want to read that magazine. At the end, we will make sure we give them the link on how to do that. So what is your main passion when it comes to wellness for women?
I think my main passion when it comes to wellness to women is letting them know they have choices. You don't have to pop pills. You don't have to have surgeries. You don't have to have limbs cut off. You don't have to have tubes running in and out of you in a hospital bed when you get in the 80s. There is an alternative. And my job is to educate women on what those alternatives are. And I do that by maintaining an active network of experts in the field of mind, body, spirit, wellness for women. Over 40. I am affiliated with naturopaths, holistic practitioners, massage therapists, aromatherapists, fitness people, nutritionists, holistic doctors, chiropractors, energy workers, crystal workers, people who do colors, just all kinds of things. And, you know, it's not for everybody. You have to pick what's good for you. Some people love yoga. Other people would rather do Pilates. So yet others want to find out more about how to do long-distance running. But whatever it is that has to do with living holistically, that's what I want to educate women on. I want to open that door, open their awareness of what's out there for them to do. They don't have to do what they've always done when it comes to staying healthy. Explore and find out what resonates with your spirit, and maybe take one or two of those things on that you learn about and begin to practice them to aid you on your journey to wellness.
Right, and it is the beginning of a journey, so I don't know that it necessarily depends on which one you pick, as long as you pick something and as long as you start somewhere to embark on that journey.
Absolutely.
Why do you think it's Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, along your journey, you're going to find out all kinds of different things. And you're right, you don't have to do all of them, and you don't have to try to figure out which one to do first. Just take your time. It's not meant to, you don't want to be stressed out on your journey to reduce your stress,
right.
on your journey to get well.
No.
It's supposed to be a fun journey, an informative journey. And I tell people all the time, because I also have a radio show, the guests that I have on my radio show are all approaching life in a holistic manner. Some of the things you hear about on the radio show you may not agree with. I certainly don't do everything that they talk about. But I think it's important for us to educate ourselves and let ourselves be aware. There's so much out there. And some of those things are out there are just for you to go speak to you, and you'll say, hey, I think I'm going to do that. And just that one little change in your life can do something major in terms of how you're feeling overall in your life.
Yeah, I talk a lot about that. The little small things make a big difference on your life.
Yes, I do.
And
yes,
so
I do.
it's the same with stress. It's the same with that wellness. Talk to our listeners about why we think, because I agree with you that it is so important for everyone to start to embark on a journey of this wellness. Why do they want to do that? Why is it so important for them to not just do what they're doing now, to not stay stagnant, but to start on this journey?
I think it's important to start on this journey because the reality is we are changing. Our bodies are changing, no matter whether you're 20, 50, or 80. Our bodies are changing. And as our bodies change, we need to change to meet the needs of our bodies. And when our bodies are changing, that means our mind is changing, our spirits are changing with that, and we need to find out the things that are resonating with those changes. We don't want to, for instance, eat the same way that we've been eating when we were 20, when we get 55. I wouldn't advise it. More than likely, not more than likely, definitely, you were consuming different kinds of calories and your metabolism was different when you were 20.
Definitely.
So when you get 55, that doesn't mean that you can't eat some of those things, but you definitely want to enter into portion control, and you may want to begin to substitute some things that might not be as high in fat and high in salt, because our bodies are changing and they need different things. Well, it's the same thing in terms of our life. Our life changes as we get older, not just because we're getting older, but because life is all about change. So the idea of embarking on a journey to wellness is to help facilitate that change and to help you, basically embrace the change in such a way where it's not, oh my God, I'm getting older, but gracefully age by embarking on a journey that's going to bring you those changes that makes the changes in your life in terms of aging and in terms of your body changing and everything. It makes it fun. It makes it an adventure.
When I talk to people, I find that a lot of times these later years, which really aren't later maybe like they used to be, but when people hit their 40s and beyond, it really is a time that they can be more than they have ever been. They can be happier than they've ever been. They can sort of embark on a journey that is exciting and fulfilling. And maybe it's a time that they don't have as many shoulds in their life, or that they can actually open up, find their passions, be healthy, be excited, and really start to embark on a next half of their life that can be sometimes the best part of your life.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I know I am living my best life right now. I'll be 58 in June. And I seriously, I really don't feel 58. I can do a lot of the same things I could do at 35. The thing that's different is that I have the benefit of wisdom. Boy, I tell you, wisdom is fantastic. I can't imagine what it was like back when when I was in my 20s, I had no wisdom, and I thought I had the world by the chain, which lets you know right then and there. I definitely did not have any wisdom. No one ever has the world by the chain.
Right.
But, I feel so much better because I have a frame of reference. I have something to look to. I realize now that all things, this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever.
Change is inevitable.
Change is inevitable. The bad thing that happened yesterday was yesterday. Tomorrow's a whole brand new day. I know that, for instance, tomorrow never comes, so we might as well be present and, exist in the here and now. So many things that we hear about maybe when we're in our 20s and 30s, but we really don't get it until we get older because of that frame of reference. I have been spending quite a bit of time with my daughters because one of my daughters just had a baby, my second grandchild. I have 4 daughters, and I've been spending a lot of time with them. And it's so interesting because I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm past the 20s. Because with 20, everything is a fire drill. Everything's drama. Everything's, oh my God, oh my God.
I have a 20-year-old, I agree.
Yes. And by the time you get to the 40s and 50s, you're like, you know what? Been there, done that.
Right, it'll pass.
I know right. This will pass. I've survived it. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yes.
You have a frame of reference. So actually, being over 40, being over 50 in my case, on the way to 60, it is fantastic because I kind of know from whence I came, and I know that the future only holds better and brighter things for me.
And that we have the power to create that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think that you necessarily understand that when you're younger sometimes. You feel like life happens to you, and you don't realize how much control you have over creating the life you want, which is exciting, and it gives you that power. So that's the part that I think I like so much about being older.
Yes, absolutely. I think that for me, the energy that I used to spend on freaking out on the stuff that I couldn't control anyway, I can now apply to something much more constructive. So I don't have less energy, believe it or not. I feel like I have more.
Yeah,
and the
I agree.
energy that I have now, and the energy I have now is used so much more constructively.
Yes.
And by constructively, I'm able to enter into more self-care. It's okay, ladies and gents, to put yourself first, to make your self-care and your self-love a priority. We have a tendency in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, especially as we begin to get married and have families and all the other things that we put on our plate, that begins to get further and further on the back burner, so far back sometimes that it's too hard for you to reach back and pull it up to your priority. Well, as you get older, less things are on your plate in terms of serving others. Hopefully, as between 45, 50, empty nest syndrome happens, kids are going to college, they're pursuing their passions and the things that they think they want to do, and you begin to have more time for yourself. That's when you begin to realize, hey, there's some things I want to do. And that's when you really need to go ahead and do them. Don't put it off. Don't find any more excuses. And boy, what a stress reliever that is, realizing that it's okay to go ahead and take care of you.
And you know what? Even if that's not the case, I'm in my early 50s, but I had 2 children in my mid 40s. So I still have young ones at home, as well as one that's in her early 20s. But I find even though none of that is off my plate yet, I still handle it in a way that I didn't handle it when I was in my early 30s and had my first child. So I think no matter what your circumstances are, the benefit of being a little older and all the wisdom that comes with that is wonderful. So we are about to wrap things up. So why don't you give us just one thing real quick about what you have planned for Praiseworks for the rest of the year so that our listeners know that they need to not only look for April for ideas about stress reduction, but what do they need to keep their eyes out for?
Well, moving forward, Praiseworks is going to be having a brand new site where the magazine Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond will be housed. So stay tuned. There'll be lots of media attention about it. And this site is going to be basically an online wellness center for women over 40, and it's going to be all about mind, body, spirit wellness, approaching life holistically with energy and with excitement. And I'm really looking forward to being able to share the expertise of all of the contributors that will be on the site with all of you. Just go to praiseworks.biz and you'll find more information about that as we get closer to the release date of that new website.
Great. I'm so excited, and we will definitely have to let our listeners know, and maybe you can come back on when that's up and running and we can pick a different topic to talk about, and you can share more of your wonderful information with us.
That would be fantastic, Lori. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show.
And thank you so much for being with us. Again, Lyniss Woods-Mullins was our guest for today, and you can find all about her at praiseworks.biz. And after the break, we will continue our discussion on how to reduce your stress. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement?
Uh-huh.
Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson, subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today. The only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing ways to reduce your stress today. But first, if you'd like to find, renew, or keep love and passion in your life, I am always here to help you. For more information, please check out my website. It's LoriAnnDavis.com. That's LORIANN Davis.com, where you can read my blogs. You can find out what events I have coming up. You can follow me on social media. You can find out about a great CD set that I have. You can find out how to listen to past radio shows. I'm always here to help you create the relationship you have always wanted and deserved. So today, we are discussing stress. We all have it in our lives, and we all need to deal with it. I want you to be mindful of your stress levels today or tonight, tomorrow. Periodically, I'd like you to stop and observe your muscles. Is your jaw clenched? Is your stomach in a knot? Are you breathing shallow? The fastest way to reduce your stress is as it occurs. And we need to know that we're in stress. Sometimes we get so used to being stressed that we aren't even aware. So that's why I'd like you to stop and kind of take note of your body and where you're at with that. A great way to reduce your stress in the moment is by using your senses, your sight, your sound, your taste, smell, touch, or movement. This is something that I think I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about, but I think it's great ideas of some little small things that you could do that could really help you. So, for instance, you could look at a photo that makes you smile or something that you find calming. Post it someplace where you tend to be stressed. Surround yourself maybe by a color that you like. How about if you listen to some music? during times of days that are stressful for you. Or if you find yourself upset about something, humming that favorite tune to yourself might really help you. You can smell a candle or even have some perfume or some essential oils around that when you just take a sniff of that, it makes you happy. That would reduce your stress. Touch. How about touching something soft? Maybe petting a cat or a dog. There's lots of research that says when we spend time with our animals, it helps reduce our stress. How about this one? This was a new one to me. Sipping a warm beverage can actually, and holding that warm cup can actually help you to kind of calm down a little. Let's talk about movement. So we need to move sometimes. How about dancing around the room? At the end of the day, when I'm cooking dinner, I like to put music on and I'll dance around in my kitchen. It helps my stress. Sometimes getting up and just going for a quick walk in the middle of the day, even if you can only walk around, your office, that might be help. Squeezing one of those stress balls is good. Or I like this one, even just rubbing your fingers together. You're taking your mind off of what's causing you stress, and it slows down your breathing a little, gives you something else to focus on, and can be helpful. So these are just a few small things, but they can make a big impact on your stress level and help you to get used to start feeling calm, and that being more of the norm instead of always feeling so stressed. Remember that spending time with your loved one, of course I have to bring that up, is always a good way to reduce your stress. So, and you know that I'm always talking about physical contact and how important that is in your relationship. So having some physical contact with your partner, even if it's just snuggling on the couch and watching TV, is going to help you reduce that stress at the end of the day. So I hope today's show has given you some ideas that you can use. And I'd like you to join us next week. We will reveal more secrets to finding, keeping, and renewing love and passion in your life, not only for the weekend, but for every day. We'd like to thank our guest today, Lyniss Woods-Mullins, for all of her wonderful advice. You definitely want to check out her website and all that she has to offer. And next week, we are going to have more secrets for you, more great topics. Write to us. Let us know what you want to talk about. And thank you, family, for tuning in. Continue to tune in every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. And remember to also listen to my Ask Lori segment on the Profit and Growth Hour every Tuesday at 5 p.m., where Dr. Business and I will be answering all of your relationship questions. This is Lori Davis, and you have been tuned in to Ask Lori on WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Have a great weekend.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement?
Uh-huh.
Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson, subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today. The only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information, or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services.